Oh, snap.
Everybody, welcome to What the Raw, where friends don't let friends feed kibble. Hey, I am Dee Dee Mercer-Moffat, the CEO of Raw Dog Feeding Company, here with the top pet coach in the country, the top consultant, a consultant who has this many accreditations at the yin yang, my friend Neely Piazza. What's up? What's up, Neely? What the raw? What the raw? So, okay, what is this species appropriate diet that you and I have come to love for the past 2 decades? What the raw? What is a species appropriate diet?
Well, there's a key word there, raw.
Nah.
Raw, real food. Meat, organs, bones, skin, hair.
Brains.
Brains, eyeballs, yeah.
Testicles.
Exactly. Testicles, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Species appropriate means that it's appropriate for the species of which it's eating or which is eating it.
Eating it, yeah. Exactly. So species appropriate for an herbivore would be like horses and cows would be grass, right?
Wait a minute. Are you saying that species appropriate would not be kibble?
Absolutely not. Whoever thought, I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but they must have been on drugs or something.
Crack.
Crack, yeah, exactly.
Since they came up with species inappropriate diets like kibble, we have seen the rise of cancer, diabetes, IBD, IBS go through the roof. It's sort of like, I think, since, maybe some of these fast food chains came around.
Exactly. Organ failure, all that kind of stuff. Well, it all kind of started as a convenience thing with hardtack biscuits and things like that for dogs, and they just sort of progressed. Kibble's barely 100 years old, so all of a sudden now raw is a fad. Really?
Yeah, people say that raw is a fad. Well, not to those of us that have been doing 20 plus years. Okay,
right?
so fads come in very quickly and go out very quickly. And I think the reason that we see the sustaining powers because we see the incredible benefits.
The difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like what I just said, it's kibble's barely 100 years old, and we're already seeing all these devastating effects. I mean, one in 2 dogs by the time they're 10 is going to have cancer. And what is that from? It's from feeding crap kibble food and veterinary preventatives like vaccines and flea and tick stuff and heartworm stuff and all that other BS crap that is not worth doing.
Well,
that's a whole nother thing.
I just want you to be prepared, Neely Piazza, that since you said vaccines, you're probably going to get some hate mail because we get it.
That's okay. If somebody can't, as much reading and stuff as I've done on vaccines and the history of it and the theory and all that, it's not even a valid theory, let alone that I would much rather risk the disease than the disease is a possible risk. The vaccine, you're training a possibility for a definite. You're always in every single vaccine you get, you will always have vaccine damage. You may not ever notice it. It may be very small, but every single one is 100% risk. 100%, you're going to end up with some sort of damage. Whereas if you have a healthy functioning immune system, a dog that's on a species appropriate diet, that's where it all starts. If you have a healthy dog with minimal toxic exposure, which vaccines are toxic exposure, with a functioning immune system, you're not going to have issues with those diseases like that. And even if you do contract one, a healthy dog like that is going to be able to overcome it. Whereas a immune compromised dog is going to have all kinds of issues getting over it. So
and if you want to learn more about the gut biome, we'll be doing lots of shows right here on What the Raw, but also tune into our podcast, The Raw Dog Food Truth, where Dr. Judy and I have talked extensively about the gut biome. Oh my God, Neely, until we're blue in the face. Let's give our pet parents, our fabulous pet parents who want the best for their dogs, three reasons that kibble would not be good for your pet. Top three.
They're going to be a minimum of 30% starch, not just carbohydrate.
30, come on, you are being
I said
very
I said
conservative.
minimum. The majority of them are closer to 40, 50, 60%. And this is starch, which turns immediately to sugar, which does what? Feeds cancer. And I don't care what the ingredients are that you start out with. I don't care how good they are when you start out with, once you go through the whole process to turn it into kibble, everything has been cooked out. You will never find a kibble bag that doesn't have added vitamins and minerals on there. You know why? Because they've all been cooked out. It's like taking a piece of broccoli and putting it in the microwave for 15 minutes. There's nothing left. That's what you end up with kibble, regardless of what you start out with. So any dog that's eating dry food like that is going to be in moderate to severe dehydration at all times. So you take a dog that has any kind of organ issues, especially kidney or bladder issues, they're always dehydrated, which puts more and more stress on the kidney along with everything else. So you're exacerbating any kind of weakness that your animal system has right there.
And number three, you said it, you have to add vitamins and minerals. Neely, where do these synthetic, because that's what they are, people, if they're not coming from food, they're called synthetic vitamins and minerals. Where are those coming from, Neely Piazza?
The vitamin mineral premix that's included in all kibble is exactly the same. And it's all from China. Remember the 2007 recalls with the melamine? Where was that from? That was from China. Remember how many animals died from that? Yeah. So
there's your top three right there. So it doesn't matter whether, and if you start looking at all the advertising right now, Neely, the commercial kibble companies are starting to steal our words, right? They put a couple of wolves up on the TV and they say, your dog has the same instinct as a wolf. Well, then don't feed him kibble.
yeah, exactly.
It's dry. There's no real proteins in there, no real fresh foods in there. It has synthetic vitamins and minerals. So species appropriate diet. What the raw is a species appropriate diet. That is real food, fresh food, and raw, Neely, is going to go bad if you don't keep it in the freezer or the fridge. So let's don't confuse raw wrapped kibble with real raw, shall we?
Oh, snap.